Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Here to do my melts and empties as always. So everything that I've melted over the last week, I'll do my empties first and then my unempties. I really don't have many empties this week. I don't know what happened. I think this week and next week I've really gone quite heavy on my scoops. I'm really trying to finish off some scoopable wax. I only finished 2, but I made some progress on a few others, and we'll continue to do that over the coming weeks. My L3 scoop straw is just absolutely at capacity, cannot fit anything else in, and I really don't want to be putting L3 scoops anywhere else. So, and I do have not too many, but I do have a couple more. I have a few more L3 scoops coming, so I really need to make sure that I am working through those and making space. So that's kind of been the inspo this week. So I'll do the 2 scoops that I did finish first. So I did L3 pumpkin pecan waffles, blackberry jam butter cookies. This is really, really good. It is very similar to Teddy B's blackberry butter pecan cookies. It's essentially the same blend, but the 2 vendors I think use slightly different oils for both. I think the L3 versions is a touch sweeter. I do prefer Teddy B's version, but this is still really good. I like this one. I feel like I like to put the Teddy B's one on in like the main area of the house I'm going to be in, because it's my favorite one. But then I'll put this one on like in other areas of the house. So I have like the same sort of scent theme going, but you know, not using up my precious Teddy B's version, which I think I did melt at the same time this time as well. But still, I love it. It throws really well. It's really delicious. I don't need to get more because I have like a whole tub of the Teddy B's, but absolutely if I ran out of the Teddy B's, or if you know I wasn't able to order it again, then I would get more of that one in a heartbeat. It's really good. I also finished this scoop of Beechwood Vetiver brown sugar fig, sandalwood and warm vanilla sugar. This is such a unique and interesting scent. It's really, really good. It's very strong. It's one of the strongest L3 scents I've ever had. One of the strongest vendor wax scents I've ever had. It is definitely perfume-like. Like brown sugar fig and warm vanilla sugar both give off to me very kind of clean perfume vibes. Warm vanilla sugar leans more soapy than anything, but then there's this incredible kind of fresh, it's oceanic, but it's quite polished from the Beechwood Vetiver. And then, I don't know, sandalwood, it's not obviously there, but it's just, it is an impossible to describe blend, but it is just so, so good. I just love melting this one so much. I do want to request it again. I'm a bit worried. I definitely feel like this is one of those sorts of blends that with L3, because unless it's a blend with a name, most of what they pour is just people throw oils together, request it, they pour it. They don't necessarily keep the recipes and the ratios on hand and stuff like that. So you can order from L3 and have something that you love, and then you get the combo again and it's just not as good. And I do really feel like, just because of how many oils there are in this one, there's 4 oils. And I don't think this is one that gets requested or poured very often. I feel like that this one, if I ask for it again, I feel like it will probably be different. But I'm willing to take that risk. I'll probably just maybe get a smaller quantity of it or something. But anyway, love it. Super strong. Like, fill your house strong. Just incredibly strong scent. Love it. We'll definitely get it again. Teddy B's Madagascar. So this is wet leaves, citrus, sandalwood, sugary musk notes. This is a very interesting scent. I don't really get sandalwood, but I definitely get wet leaves and sugary musk notes. That to me is pretty much what the blend's about. I mean, there's a touch of just a touch of a juicy citrus in there. And when I say sugary musk notes, it smells really good. It reminds me a lot of rainforest sugarcane, if you've tried that oil, because it's got that kind of juicy humidity, like humidic kind of rainforest vibe. with like sugarcane sweetness. That's what the sugary musk notes kind of smell like to me. So yeah, I really love this one. It throws really well. And this was the last of my clams of any scent as well. I was kind of running low or running down on my Teddy Bees clams, so I just decided to finish them all off. So great throw. I probably don't need a huge quantity, but if this one did pop up again, I'd probably get it in a souffle. It is a really nice scent. I think because it is very similar to Rainforest Sugarcane, it doesn't feel like one I must have because I do have a few Rainforest Sugarcane blends, but a souffle would be good. L3 Lemon Cream Buttermilk Pie, Lemon Cream Pie, Buttermilk Pie. Not a big fan of this one. Yeah. Look, I do like lemon cream pie in some bakery blends, but here it just doesn't work. It just doesn't, the way it blends with the elements of buttermilk pie make it smell, it kind of makes it smell like lemon and caramel, like a really harsh lemon curd, and then a really kind of like salty caramel, which some people might like, but I'm not into that. So it was quite strong, but yeah, I didn't really enjoy it. I wouldn't get that one again. And I finished this loaf, I suppose. I'm always happy to, so I guess I didn't do many empties, but it's always nice to finish a loaf. I don't do that very often. Campfire Stories. So this is from Teddy Bees. Uigo S'mores, Cold Night Wind, Sweet Vanilla Woods. I've actually got this going in here and the bedrooms at the moment, and seriously, it is having it in those 3 rooms because they sort of all come off the hallway. The entire side of the house just smells so strongly of this scent. So because this loaf, June 20, so it's over 2 years old now, but still absolutely banging with the throw there. Like, and I'm actually really enjoying it tonight. This is a scent I loved. I got it in a sample, fell in love, ordered the loaf, loved it for about the third of the way, and then just I still enjoyed it, but just was a little bit done with it sort of for the remaining third. But now I've started to pick up and enjoy it again. It really does remind me of like a cold night air version of beach nights, but so without like the saltiness and with more of a crisp kind of air. And there is a little bit of a spice to it as well. I don't know where it comes from, but yeah, it's that s'mores and that outdoor air. It's just, yeah, it reminds me of beach nights, but it's quite different, of course. So yeah, I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I probably could take a break from it for a while, like just again having worked through a loaf, it's taken me a while because I kind of was into it and then not into it, and then yeah, so it doesn't feel like a repurchase anytime soon, but I will probably get it again one day in a small quantity. A souffle would be plenty. But yeah, it's a really good scent if you like those kind of, marshmallowy, outdoorsy scents. All right, that's all I have for empties. Now I have unempties. So obviously quite a few unempties. Although I did work in the office 2 days this week. Sometimes when I work in the office, I do change my wax when I get home, and I think maybe I did that on one of the days. But anyway, all right. So Teddy Bees Wicked. So this is dark plums, rich vanilla, and black amber. So this is a really pretty scent, but I feel like I didn't smell it that much when it was melting. I had it down in my lounge room, so in the 3 warmers down there. Goodness, it is really pretty. It was interesting, like, I thought it wasn't throwing, but I feel like it just wasn't super noticeable because it was on the next morning. Like, my warmers turn off overnight and they turn on in the mornings. And I went out and I could actually smell it, and I could smell it reasonably well. But I know the night before it just kept getting lost on me. It's it kind of reminds me of Boardwalk Mellow Clouds. The vanilla. It's like a plum Boardwalk Mellow Clouds blend, I would say. With some amber. But, so it's it's fruity and creamy but feminine. So it's really pretty. But yeah, for the majority of the time it was melting, it just wasn't super noticeable. So I might try and keep it in smaller spaces next time. Like the bedrooms are probably a nice place to melt this one. Yeah, so really lovely. I don't know if it's a repurchase at this stage, but it's very pretty. Yeah, I did melt blackberry butter pecan cookies from Teddy B. So butter pecan waffles, blackberry jam butter cookies. So yeah, like I said, quite similar to that L3 combo, but somehow better. Like you could get pumpkin pecan waffles and blackberry jam butter cookies from just about any vendor, I'd say. But there's just something about Tiff's pumpkin pecan waffles and the way it's blended with the blackberry jam butter cookies. It's just so delicious. I love it so much. So this is just an absolute favourite. I've gone through amounts of it from her already and will continue to. Like, I just love it. So, and it throws really well as well. I did quite a few tubs this week. So, Twisted Witch from Teddy B's. This is birthday cake, pecan waffles, touch of spice, warm donuts, and dark cranberries. This one is definitely more of an autumn winter scent, but the weather's been, it's October. October in Melbourne is all over the place. Like, you'll go for, like, at the moment we're having kind of cooler days, but it'll get quite, you have really pleasant spring sunny days, and it just goes all over the place. So I think we had some cooler weather early this week and I picked this one for it. It's really nice. I really did enjoy it. Like, it's got a really nice dark rich cranberry, but it's not overwhelming. Like, sometimes those really dark tart cranberry scents smell sour and overwhelming to me. This one is there. It's definitely present. It's definitely like a strong pop in the blend, but it doesn't overwhelm the bakery elements. The bakery is definitely there. And I wouldn't say any of the bakery stands out. In particular, it's just a really nice bakery mix. Like, sometimes, because I'm not the biggest fan of birthday cake or donuts, but together it's just, yeah, it's really delicious. It's kind of a similar blend, I suppose, to Witches Be Crazy. I'm sure it's different, but I couldn't exactly tell you how. Like, to me, this is kind of like Witches Be Crazy with cranberry, but really, really delicious. Really enjoyed it. I really will like this once the weather starts to cool down again. Because, yeah, it's just a nice warm, and it's honestly, I think this is probably the first cranberry real bakery scent that I've really fallen in love with. So, happy with that. Possibly would get I mean, we'll see. It's a tub is a bit for me to get through. We'll see how I feel when I'm done with the tub, but it's possibly one I would get again. I did L3 Oregon Autumn and King of the North together. So King of the North is Black Pepper Bergamot, Rainstorm, and Sexy Pheromones, and then Oregon Autumn is like Fresh Fallen Leaves and a Hint of Rain. These two together are just like a match made in heaven. Like, they're both great scents in their own right. Oregon Autumn is quite a sweet green. Like, it's very tree-like and very forest-like, but it has a real sweetness to it. But not in a rainforest sugarcane kind of, you know, it's definitely a forest that is not close to the equator, if that makes sense. Sometimes I wonder, like, I do want to travel to the US one day, and I do wonder with, like, areas like Oregon and places like that, how similar they would be to, I know they don't have the same climate as where I live, but, you know, because we're kind of far down in the south of Australia, whether there's any similarities, you know, because this does feel like kind of I feel like I've been in forests that smell a little bit like this, you know. But when you throw the King in the North in there, like, this is fresh and rainy, but also it's got kind of it is masculine, but it's still outdoors like, and it adds a real kind of atmospheric thunderstorm. It's like, so you're in this kind of sweet, you know, dewy forest, but there's a thunderstorm brewing. That's what you get from the combination. It's one of the very first blends from L3 I fell in love with. And I've actually had these. Gosh, I didn't realise the Oregon Autumn Scoop is from November 2019. So close to 3 years old now and still doing really well. King of the North Scoop was May 20. And that's only got one more melt in it. So I think I will pull that one again next week. and melt that again next week because, again, I just need to finish my scoops. But yeah, love that combo. I need to get it again because I've actually gone through a whole loaf of just that blend. I need to get it again. I guess maybe a couple of bitty Betty loaves or something. Like I need to always have that scent on hand, but a loaf is a lot. So yeah, and scoops. I mean, I got them both because I thought I'd melt them solo, and I have. Like you can see, I've done the King of the North more than I've done the Oregon Autumn, but I didn't do them separate that much. So I think getting them in scoops is probably not a great idea. I just want them together. I'll just get them blended together next time. L3 Cotton Candy Mellow Fluff Salty Sea Air Blue Spruce. Love this blend. I am just addicted to... I'm really loving Salty Sea Air in general lately, to be honest. But in particular with sweet blends, like Salty Sea Air with cotton candy, with just sweet things is just amazing. And then with this one, you put in that kind of tree scent with the blue spruce. And it is so hard to describe, but it is so good. It is definitely sweet, but yeah, salty and tree and just absolutely beautiful. Super strong. Love that. We'll get it again. That's the second time I've purchased that one. Still love it. Another one which to me is kind of related. So this is Blue Lagoon, which is Salty Sea Air, wild blueberries and pink chiffon. So it is different, but it's still a Salty Sea Air sweet kind of combo, you know. Like it is sweet. This one is much sweeter, like because you get a really strong blueberry. I don't really know what wild blueberries are compared to other blueberry scents, but it just smells like blue, you know, that kind of sweet artificial blueberry scent that you get with wax. And pink chiffon is also sweet and girly, but the Salty Sea Air with it, it's just really, really beautiful. I probably prefer the one with blue spruce a little better, but this one is still really lovely. Still throws really well. I would still get that one again. This one really did discolor. If you look, the wax is like kind of purpley grey on the outside and it's deep blue on the inside. So it doesn't affect the performance. It's just, yeah, interesting how some oils, I was going to say miscolor. I still can't think of the word, but anyway, it changes the colour of the wax. That's the idea I was getting at there. L3 Strawberry Pound Cake, Vanilla Butter Fudge and Raspberry Whip. Did this in the bedrooms this morning. I really enjoy it. It's a good one. Like, you definitely can smell Raspberry Whip, but it's not too overwhelming. And her Strawberry Pound Cake, while it's not my favourite, it blends well. So this is like a kind of dialed down, creamier kind of Raspberry Whip bakery-ish scent. It's really good. I think it would be really good with, like I love Vanilla Butter Fudge, but I wonder if Strawberry Pound Cake and Raspberry Whip would go together really well with zucchini bread. I think that the zucchini bread would probably hold up better against like Raspberry Whip than the Vanilla Butter Fudge does, but still really lovely blend, throws really well. I think I would possibly get that one again. I've enjoyed it a lot. L3 Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So this one is Driftwood, Sea Salt, Oak Moss and Amber. I really love the Oak Moss and Amber oil and I love it in all blends. This is possibly my favourite of the blends with it. Although I will say they are all very similar. Like every blend I've had with Oak Moss and Amber in it from L3 is like, they're fairly minute differences. The Oak Moss and Amber is very strong. But this one, just the woodsiness and the sea salt just adds a sharpness to it, which I quite enjoy. So yeah, I'd say this one is my favourite, but that's it. I don't get that much of a difference between the different Oak Moss and Amber blends. Very, very strong throw. I have quite a few Oak Moss Amber scents now, so I don't know if I need to repurchase it just because it's, you know, they're just going to be around. But, you know, I'd consider getting it again. I like it. Teddy Bees Palo Santo. So this is sage, vanilla, mint, citrus and cedar. Melted this solo in my kitchen tonight. Absolutely loving it. It is so good solo. Like, it is incredible. I knew her Palo would be good because it is definitely one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite vendor, Palo, like in blends. So, and it definitely holds its own in blends as well. Like it doesn't get overwhelmed. Some vendors I can barely or can't smell the Palo in, but I don't have that problem with Teddy Bees. I mean, sometimes she'll do blends, I think, where it's very, very light in background, but it's pretty much, that's like Tiff's choice, you know. It's not like the oil is not holding its own. She'll blend it how she blends it. Anyway, I'm rambling. But this one, it's throwing really well. So I've tried a few solo Palos. This is the strongest one I've ever tried, for starters. And it is just an amazing scent. Like, it's very distinctly Palo. I think I talked about a few different Palos in a different video. And hers has just got a slight extra creaminess to it. So, which I think is what really makes it pleasant to blend on its own. Because I feel like Palo does need a little creaminess. And this has it. So absolutely love it. I did get it to blend with as well as, but honestly, I feel like I will mostly melt this solo. Like, I just loved it. And I would definitely get it again if she offers it like that, because it was really, really good. Teddy Bees, The Perfect Storm. So this is sea spray, ocean water, citrus, damp leaves, dark amber, and oak moss. Love this blend. It's been a while since I melted it. October 20, so it's a couple of years old now. I'm not going to say that it was a mistake, but I bought 2 loaves of it back in 2020. And so even though I melt this one reasonably steadily through kind of the stormy months. So that's September, October, November, December every year. Like when you get kind of that stormy, cool change weather, that's when I really love to melt this one. I still just, yeah, I've gone through a loaf and a half of it in that time period. It's just perfect. Like, it's aquatic, but it's more interesting because of the amber and the slight citrus notes and the damp leaves, and yeah, it's just really well rounded and refreshing and complex and deep and just amazing. Still throwing very, very well. I don't think its performance has been impacted at all by time. I would get that one again. Well, I have a souffle after this, so I don't need to think about repurchasing it, because between half of that loaf and the souffle, I've got probably a couple of years worth left. Teddy Bees Blackberry Butter Pecan Cookies. I know I talked about that just before, but if you watched me talk about these before, there was one pre-order where I got the Blackberry Butter Pecan Cookies, and it did not smell the same as her normal Blackberry Butter Pecan Cookies, and that was this one. This one is much stronger on the blackberry jam butter cookie. Tiff told me, I think, that she didn't realize until afterwards, but the pecan waffle oil that she had was probably weaker than normal. So this is really delicious and really different, but it's just not a very strong pecan waffle type blend. So I prefer the other version, but I do still enjoy melting this one. So yeah, it's really good, but it's just not the same as the regular blend. So, throws really well. Obviously, it's not going to come in that format again, because she blends it she does the proper version of the blend, but it's been nice to have. Savannah Blue Candy Petals. So this is pink chiffon cotton candy with a touch of wood smoke. I adore this blend. It is so good. Anything with that wood smoke oil is incredible. And wood smoke with the sweetness, because it is quite sweet, like cotton candy and pink chiffon. It's very girly, very sugary sweet, but the wood smoke. Oh, it's just, I don't know. I adore her wood smoke. If you like smoky scents, check it out. It's quite different. It kind of reminds me a little bit of some pipe smoke oils, but not all of them, but it's different again. It's very unique. This loaf is still throwing really well. I have a souffle once I finish this, because I just know that this is an absolute favourite of mine. L3 Blueberry Cheesecake, Blueberry Muffin, Cream Cheese Frosting Waffle Cone, and Sugared Lemon. So I did this as a custom, but I originally had it in, I think, a Bitty Betty loaf. I just picked it up off the website in an RTS and fell in love with it. So I've melted this a couple of times now, and unfortunately, it's not great. I loved the first version of it that I had of it. And like I said, when you get these blends from L3, if they're not like a blend with a name on the house blend list, they can be different. And this one, I think, is just too strong on the sugared lemon. And I debated when I did the custom. Because there's a lot of oils in this one. You've got blueberry cheesecake, blueberry muffin, cream cheese frosting, waffle cone, and sugared lemon. That's a lot. I really thought about ditching the sugared lemon because it's not an oil that I like. But I went, no, I want to try and do the custom as close to what I originally received. That had sugared lemon. Let's go with that. But yeah, the sugared lemon, it's too strong. So this has kind of a sweet, sour lemon thing going on to it that I don't love. It kind of overwhelms the blueberry. And I think it interacts not so well with the cream cheese frosting. So the first time I melted this, I wasn't sure if I loved it or not. But this time I was like, yeah, I'm not a fan. So I'm sad. Like, I knew it was a possibility. So I'm not, blaming L3 or anything for that. It's just something that happens. But yeah, it's just throws very strongly though. But yeah, not a repurchase. A roasted coffee blueberry pumpkin patch sugared shortbread from L3. So this is great. I love blueberry pumpkin patch. It's a fantastic oil. This blend is very heavy on the blueberry pumpkin patch, but it's got a lot of sugared shortbread as well. So it's a really nice bakery blueberry pumpkin patch. The roasted coffee is super light. It is barely there. That was my fault. I did ask for the roasted coffee to be light on in there, but I have realized now that roasted coffee doesn't actually come through super strongly in a bakery blend. I love roasted coffee. It's one of my favorite coffee oils, but yeah, it's great if you just want a little bit of background coffee without overwhelming your blend. So, but you don't need to request for it to be dialed down. So yeah, this is predominantly blueberry pumpkin patch with a delicious sort of cookie, like shortbread cookie, and then a very slight touch of coffee. So love it, great throw. If I did it again, I'd probably tweak the ratios to try to get, because I didn't want overwhelming coffee, but I wanted a little more coffee than that. But still, very, very good. Blueberry lemon cheesecake from Teddy Bees. So this is creamy cheesecake, blueberries, vanilla buttercream, lemon zest, and sugar cookies. This is really good. I don't love it on cold. Because again, it has that kind of sugary lemon note, and I'm so picky with lemon bakery these days, but Teddy Bees does great cheesecake blends. You can't really tell on cold, but on warm, the cheesecake really warms up, and it's super delicious. So love it, definitely would get it again. It throws really well as well. I Heart Vanilla Blackberry from Teddy Bees. I did do a fair bit of Teddy Bees this week. So creamy vanilla marshmallow, vanilla milkshake, boardwalk marshmallow, juicy blackberries. So I know the I Heart Vanilla scents are very popular. I have not been a huge fan of them, but I do really enjoy this one. For me, with the I Heart Vanilla blend, on cold it smells so good because I can smell vanilla marshmallow and vanilla milkshake, like a slight maltiness. But then when it warms up, the boardwalk marshmallow kind of gets overwhelming. And it's that kind of perfumey, girly, sweet, boardwalk marshmallow cloud scent. But this one, the juicy blackberry, just blends so well with it. It is so good. Just one of the best sweet, creamy blackberries I've ever smelled. Simple and really, really lovely. It's probably medium to high throw. Could be a little bit stronger, but it does okay. It does pretty well in the smaller rooms like my office. Possibly would get it again. Like probably only a souffle, but I do really enjoy it. Ebony, Violet, Tommy, and Keisha. So this is Barbershop Blackcurrant and Amber. Love this. This is my second souffle that I've worked on. I've got another souffle as well. This is the scent that made me realize that Barbershop is a scent that I could get behind potentially in certain blends. The blackcurrant smells like a kind of sophisticated, slightly woody blackberry. So it's definitely blackberry family to me. And the amber notes just, it is so, so good. Yeah, every time I melt this one, I just love it. Love, love, love it. Throws really strongly. 100% will always want to get that one. It's just so good. Pumpkin Parcel Cake Batter Fudge. So this one was one I requested when we did the custom oils from a US fragrance vendor. I don't love this one. It's possible that it would blend okay. It has a weird note to it. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's got a really funky sweet note to it. So I might blend it and see how it goes. It's very strong. It's a very strong scent. But yeah, I didn't like that on its own. Teddy Bees Strawberry Fudgery. So this is strawberry pound cake, vanilla butter chiffon and patisserie. This is one of my favourites from anyone, but from Teddy Bees in particular. Her strawberry pound cake is to die for, and with the vanilla butter fudge, this smells exactly like a rich strawberry fudge to me. Like, oh, it's so good. Creamy and delicious. I don't smell patisserie. Patisserie, I think, is like a mixed kind of bread and sweet kind and slightly spiced kind of bakery scent. I can't smell it at all. I'm sure it contributes and adds to the blend, but really I smell strawberry butter fudge. So love it. Throws really well. Forever will repurchase this one. It's just so incredibly good. L3 Blueberry Muffin Roasted Coffee French Vanilla. So I got this one because of the roasted coffee. It didn't throw very well. Might need to sit a little bit longer because I think it came in my last box. It smells really good. The coffee smells great. Good amount of blueberry, not too much, but it's there. Smells like it's going to be a really delicious blueberry bakery scent, but yeah, it just did not throw. It was light. So I'll let it sit for a bit. I'll try it again, but yeah, don't know. Ebony Violet Olivia. So this is Madagascar Vanilla, Sandalwood, White Birch, Berries and Soft Musk. A really, really pretty blend. It's definitely got quite a musk to it. And quite a bit of white birch, but there's like a really beautiful sweet vanilla-like berry. So yeah, it's a really pretty blend, but I'd say it's probably light to medium throwing. It's not a great throwing scent for me. I still enjoy it. I like it in the bedrooms, but I just wish it threw more. I don't know if I'll repurchase it just because of the throw, but it's really, really nice. Teddy Bees Balsam and Blooms. So this is Vanilla Balsam, Beach Nights, Sandalwood and Golden Autumn Florals. So I feel like I've talked to death about how Beach Nights and Teddy Bees Beach Nights in particular I'm really kind of over, although I feel like maybe I'm slightly swinging back into a Beach Nights direction. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I love this one because I love Vanilla Balsam. I love that vanilla and tree combination together. It's just so good. The Beach Nights is definitely here, but it blends really well with Vanilla Balsam, so I enjoy that. And then just a pretty light kind of floral mix in there. It's just a really, really lovely, really well done blend. So it throws really strongly as well. I have two souffles of it, but I'd suggest it would probably be one I would repurchase after that as well. It's very nice. L3 Strawberry Pound Cake. Vanilla cookies, vanilla butter fudge, vanilla bean noel. This is a really, really good strawberry bakery scent. Like this one, I don't want to say it surprised me because I got it in a loaf, so obviously I knew it was going to be good, but it did end up being even better than I thought it would be. Like it's just a lot of vanillas and strawberry, but in a really dense bakery mix, you know. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's just, yeah, when you're in when you're in there and it's melting, it's just, there's just delicious vanillas and bakeries and strawberries around. I couldn't say it smells specifically like a certain type of bakery, but it's really, really good. I actually nearly got another loaf of it because it got poured again as a loaf recently. But I decided no, that's a little excessive, but I will get it in something smaller. because yeah, it throws really well and it's just a really nice scent to have around the house. L3 Machete. So this is Flapjacks, Blueberry Pumpkin Patch, Pecan Waffles. So I did this when I had a couple of Blueberry Pumpkin Patch scents melting. Blueberry Pumpkin Patch is a very distinct kind of dominant oil, so you definitely can tell when you're melting Blueberry Pumpkin Patch in a few different blends that that's what you've got on. But this one has a real nice dense bakery to it. Flapjacks is a scent I don't normally love, like those kind of pancakey type scents, but I don't know, here it smells really good. The Pecan Waffles is light in here. I'd say it's more the pumpkin patch and the waffle, and the Flapjacks, but still great throw. I don't think it's a repurchase after this because I don't reach for this loaf very often, but it is really nice. Blackberry Amber from Ebony Violet. So this is Juicy Blackberries, Caramel, Vanilla, Amber, and Musk. I love Blackberry Amber. It is such a pretty oil. Once I'm finished with this, I have a scoop of the oil from Scoopable Tart Wax, because I've now done the oil from, I think I first found it at Sassy Girl Aroma. She had it blended with Rain, and then I got a bag of it from Rose Girls, and then I've had this souffle from Ebony Violet, and then I have a scoop from Scoopable. So it's just a scent that I go through. It's the same oil at all of those vendors, right? So whoever I get it from probably throws slightly better from Ebony Violet than the other vendors, but I haven't tried the Scoopable one yet though. It's just so pretty. It's amber and it's blackberry, but it's just, it does remind me a little bit of, like I tend to melt it when I melt that Tommy and Keisha scent, which is blackcurrant, amber, and barbershop. Like, they're not the same, but I just feel like they're kind of related, and probably why I love them both. So, yeah, just a fantastic scent for me. L3 Vanilla Butter Fudge Zucchini Bread Cupcakes at Tiffany's. So this is the same scent oil mix as that Martha Stewart scent from Vintage Chic Scents, but it's it comes out quite differently. Like when you do the same oils with a different vendor, the blend will often be different, you know. But it's just a really nice solid bakery. I don't normally love cupcakes at Tiffany's, but with the richness of the zucchini bread and the vanilla butter fudge, it's really delicious. I feel like the zucchini bread is coming through a lot stronger than it did when I first got it, and that's not a bad thing for me. I love her zucchini bread. So yeah, really like that. Really like it a lot. I have repurchased it. I've got a scoop of it. Because I do really enjoy it, and it throws much better than the Vintage Chic Scents version. I might even have to get like some brown sugar from, because Vintage Chic Scents has Martha and Snoop, which is those oils plus brown sugar, and that is amazing, but it just does not throw for me. So I'm thinking maybe I need to add some brown sugar to this and see if I can get to that scent, because I love it, but I just wanted to throw, you know. Ebony Violet Electric Relaxation. So this is oak moss, exotic flowers, amber, softwoods, tonka, and spices. This is a really lovely blend. I'm pretty sure it has that oak moss and amber oil that I was talking about, that L3 uses a lot. Is it oak moss and amber? Yeah. Because it definitely smells like that, but it's got a lot more going on in it. It definitely has everything that's listed there. Like, there's some florals to it, woody tones, some spice. It's a bit, it's really, really pretty, and it throws really well. And even though it does have that distinctly oak moss and amber tone to it, it is quite different. Like where I said a lot of those L3 oak moss and amber blends all kind of smell very similar. You can tell that one's related, but it's got enough extra stuff going on in it. It's its own unique blend. So love that. Great throw. Probably would get it again. Although again, you know, how much more oak moss and amber I need, I don't know. Ebony Violet Dazed and Confused. So this is strawberry pound cake, pumpkin pecan waffle type. Really good. You know, I've had that combo from a few vendors. This is not the best of them. but it is still a really good version. It's a bit sweeter, I think, than my favourite version of this blend is the Queen's Dowry from Teddy Bees, which I think also has toasted marshmallow. But she also has my favourite strawberry pound cake oil. It's funny because even though that one's got toasted marshmallow, this one smells sweeter. I think her strawberry pound cake and her pumpkin pecan waffles are both sweeter. So it's good, but it's not my favourite of them. I probably won't get it once I'm finished. It has thrown well. Because I just, yeah, of that combo, my go-to is still Teddy Bees. Ebony Violet 24 karat gold type. So this is eucalyptus and musk finished with oak moss. This is an incredible scent. I've never heard of 24 karat gold type before in my life. It wasn't until I got a sample of it. I would never have gone for it because eucalyptus as like the first note and with very little else in there. Like I was expecting this to be a really eucalyptus heavy scent and I don't love eucalyptus. Well, eucalyptus actually gives me headaches and sets off my sinuses and gives me all sorts of problems. But this one is incredible and it doesn't smell like eucalyptus to me at all. It smells woodsy, mossy. So it does smell like oak moss, but not like that oak moss and amber. It's a different kind of oak moss. It is making my nose a little itchy now, but when it melts, it's fine. And I do think there's kind of a crisp, like eucalyptus tree-like aspect. More like the whole tree rather than just like eucalyptus. And kind of an almost woodsy musk scent. I don't think I've done that justice in describing it, but it is really, really good. It throws very strongly as well. Like, it's an incredibly strong scent. Don't know about repurchasing, although I've gone through half of the loaf, and I only got it at the start of the year, so possibly, because I do seem to reach for it a bit when the weather warms up. It's a nice one for refreshing the house without being, you know, an overly sort of summery or spring scent. So, possibly would get that one again. Teddy Bees Weekend with Papa. So this one is Salty Sierra Vanilla Bean Noel Toasted Marshmallows blended with roasted pine cones. I love it pretty much because I just love roasted pine cones. I mean, it's a great blend because you get the roasted pine cones and Vanilla Bean Noel, so they're kind of creamy sweet, and then Salty Sierra, and you know how I love sweet with Salty Sierra because roasted pine cones has a gourmand kind of sweetness to me. And the marshmallows as well. So love it. It's funny because the first three notes in that a blend called Sadie. And I don't love Sadie. Like the Salty Sierra, Vanilla Bean Noel, and Toasted Marshmallows. I should love that. Like, it's got my name written all over it. I don't love that. But you add the roasted pine cones in and I am in heaven. Throws really well. 100% would get that one again. Thriller Zucchini Bread from L3. So this is Blueberry Pumpkin Patch Cheesecake and Zucchini Bread. Not a bad blend. It's mostly just blueberry pumpkin patch and zucchini bread to me. Maybe a little bit of creaminess from the cheesecake, but not much. Blueberry pumpkin patch and zucchini bread do just go quite well together naturally. I think I had a scoop of blueberry pumpkin patch and zucchini bread and it smelled very similar to that. So like, I really enjoy the blend. It throws well. I probably don't need to get that one again just because, you know, I've had a whole scoop of something very similar, but, you know. Ebony Violet Kaleidoscope type. So this is Iris, Cedarwood, and Pink Pepper. This is really pretty. I went and I got a lot of these kind of perfumey types from Ebony Violet. She just has a bunch of different, like, perfume type oils that other vendors don't carry. And this one is so unique and it is so pretty. It's definitely got a floral, but it's a nice floral. And that pink pepper, I don't know what pink pepper is, but there is a pepperiness to it. But it's really, really lovely. I don't know. I don't know how to describe this one. Maybe if you took like a dash of pink chiffon and blended it with like a peppery wood and a slight floral, maybe, but it's not like super sweet. Like pink chiffon can be a bit overly sweet, so when I say a dash, I mean a dash. It's still really lovely, medium throw, I'd say, and maybe that's why some of the other vendors don't dabble with some of those oils, because maybe they're not the best performing, But they do well enough, and they're really pretty. I find them really complex, interesting scents. They're great for the bedroom. I think that one I would get again. That one is really nice. Only a couple more scents left. 3 more scents left. So Teddy B's Blueberry Cheesecake Waffles. So this one is blueberries, creamy cheesecake, butter pecan waffles, maple syrup. Said before that Teddy B's does great cheesecake blends, and this one is phenomenal because it's got her amazing pecan waffles oil as well. And I do smell the maple syrup, and normally I don't love maple, but in this it is just so decadent and delicious. You know, the blueberry's there, but the blueberry is not overwhelming. It just, I think it stops it from being overly mapley and pecan-like. And the cheesecake, I think, helps with that too. So I just love this one. I need more of it. I think I've got 1 more pack of these little tiles after this, and then I'm done. So I need to campaign better to get that on a pre-order list, because I think I've tried a couple of times now and have not succeeded. Cheesecake cookies from Teddy B's. So this is not that description. It says, it's got the description for patisserie on it, which is warm donuts, baked bread, powdered sugar, and a pepper spice. So it's cheesecake cookies is what it is. I really enjoy this one, but I will, so I really do enjoy Teddy B's cheesecake blends, and the cheesecake notes in here are really delicious. But I will say when this one melts, sorry, it doesn't really grab me. Like, it's a good bakery blender, but I feel like it lacks a little oomph. So I think I'm going to keep using this one as a blender, because I think that's really what it's designed for. Like, you throw in a little bit of a fruitiness or something else, and it really comes alive. And that is the truth, because she did a layered loaf of this with blackberry jam, and that's delicious. So yeah, I feel like this is a really solid cheesecake bakery base, but it's just calling out to have something added to it. So that's what I will do with the rest of it. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but it lacks the magic of some of those other Teddy B's cheesecake blends that I love. So throws well though. Pretty well. Medium to high, like, I don't know, a plain bakery blend like that is never going to be like a super powerhouse, I think, but it throws well enough. The last scent I have is Waffle Bomb from Teddy B's. This is berry waffle cone, pumpkin, pecan waffles, funnel cake, powdered sugar. I enjoy this one. I'm actually not a berry waffle cone fan, but I like this blend. Berry waffle cone is very dry and tart to me. So I think what I like about this is, like, the pumpkin pecan waffles balances out the kind of the rest of it. So it kind of smells like a spiced berry, but there's a lot of really yummy bakery going on in there. So I really, really like that one. I get very good throw from it. I was medium to high. It throws well enough. I have another souffle of it. Not 100% sure if I'll be getting it once I'm finished both of those souffles, but I have enjoyed it. That's it. That's everything I've melted this week. So lots of good stuff. Hopefully next week I have more empties. We'll see. I really do want to just start. I want to get my scoop straw back to a point where I can fit some more scoops in it, basically, is what I'm trying to get to. I don't have another forwarder box arriving. I just requested one to be shipped out, so probably 2 weeks. And I honestly can't remember if there's any scoops. I know there is one L3 in order in there, but I don't know if it had any scoops or not. So, but I'm hoping, I want to have a little bit of space in there in case there is. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you're all doing really well. I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.